Hello, influencers. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Behind the Screen Business Confessions with your girl, Anika Cohen. Listen, this is another edition of Influencers Speak Out where we are having great conversation with real, raw conversation. Okay. So I'm super excited. We have a bold, courageous guest that is going to be with us on today. And so if you are new to the podcast, if you are new to our show, allow me to just introduce myself. I am your business strategist coach, Anika Cohen. I want to welcome you to Behind the Screen Business Confessions, where we choose to live. We choose to be liberated, improve daily, be vivacious, and enlightened. This is the show for leaders. This is the show to motivate you, to support you on your journey in the marketplace with real, raw conversations to support you. So I am super excited that you are here. So welcome to our show. And listen, without further ado, I am going to welcome our guest of honor. She's no stranger to me. However, she may be new to you. So we are going to introduce to some Hannan Major. Welcome to our show.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, 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 and welcome. So listen, as many of you may know, and some of you do not, all right, this is the show where we highlight those women and men in our community who are making a difference, who are making an impact in our communities every day. And I love taking out time, sharing our platform to recognize their work, right? And so she is an influencer in her own right. And this is the show, our edition, where we say influencers speak out, because it's really about sharing their story, their message, and their strategy. And so who is Hannan Major?
Hi, I am Hannan Major. I am a wife. I'm a mother of six, a grandmother of nine as of 14 days ago. I'm an event coordinator, an insurance broker. I'm a travel agent. I'm a bail bondsman. I'm a Bye Bye Belly consultant. And I own a transitional home where we house homeless women with their children, and I'm in the process of becoming a realtor.
Well, look at here. Okay. So those were a lot of positions, a lot of roles that you fulfill. So, first and foremost, I want to know, how do you balance it as a wife, as a mother, the grandmother? Okay. Also, all the additional roles that you play. How do you manage it all? Where do you find balance?
Honestly, for a long time, it was my biggest struggle, only because, like, for me, family was always first. But I had to come to a realization that I have to put me first, because if I am no good for me, then I'm not going to be any good for anyone else. So with all of my dreams and goals and all of that stuff, I take classes one step at a time. So I'll do one, complete one, add that to my list, work on it. I also drive school bus. So I drive school bus in the morning. In the middle of the day, I do the bells. And if anybody calls about events, I work all that stuff out in the middle of the day. Then I go back and drive the school bus. And then after that, I cook and do all of that stuff, do the things for my grandkids. I schedule it all in basically. But
Mhm.
it was definitely one of my biggest struggles, because my vision is so big and it includes all of these things. So, that but I can honestly say in 2023 I have been able to manage all of this better than I've ever managed it in the past.
And what do you think that is due to what?
I believe that I gave everybody their problems back. So
Come
instead
on, talk
of
about it.
talk about it?
Yes, because this
Okay,
is what
so
this show is about. We wanna shed a light on the journey behind the screen, because it's one thing to produce all of the things that you're doing, and we showcase those things, and people see you, I'm sure, as a strong Black woman who is managing her life and all of the things that you have been able to come out of. I know her personally, okay, listeners. So I'm talking to her because I know her. I know her story. I know her struggle and what she had to endure and conquer. And so, yeah, she's saying all of these wonderful titles, but I want her to share just a little bit of about the story behind the screen, because yes, she's a strong woman, but what did that take for you to get to this place of now you're finding this balance? What did that take?
it honestly took for me to almost break down, like almost at a give up state. Like nobody sees what I'm trying to accomplish. Is always me fixing your stuff, me fixing your stuff, me fixing your stuff, me fixing your stuff. So I didn't want to offend any of my family members, or I didn't want to offend my husband. I didn't want to offend the people that love and depend on me. I didn't want to offend anybody. So, I prayed and I asked God, what is a creative way to get them to understand that some of this stuff they can fix on their own. I've always been their crutch. And it got to a point where, not only was I their crutch, I felt like I was enabler. I was enabling them to do things that they could very well do on their own had I not been in the picture.
Mm,
So I began by asking them questions. When they come to me with something crazy or something that is first priority to them,
mhm.
I would ask them questions, and I
Mm,
would make them use their brain to think, to
right.
strategize for themselves instead of mama fix it, wife fix it, grandmama fix it, friend fix it, brother,
Mm,
mother, grandmother, auntie fix it.
mhm.
Because honestly, when anybody had any issues in the family, they always come to me first because I'm going to handle it. They understand and they know for a fact that that's who I've been,
Right.
like, all my life. I'm going to work the situation out. But I started asking them questions, even in situations that could go completely wrong. I would ask them, well, what could you have done better? What could you have done different? What could you have put in place? Like, where are you trying to go with this? Get a piece of paper, write it down, and that right there took less time. It took less energy. It took less of my focus because I gave
Mm,
it back to them. I gave it back to them and gave them an assignment to do for themselves. And they worked it out themselves. If they needed guidance or something like that, I was there. A 5-minute phone call. Got it. I can take 5 minutes out for everybody, but what I can't do is overwhelm myself being consumed by other men's matters, because my tasks, my goals, my vision was like a pot on the back burner on simmer. The water, my strength, everything that I was enthused about was just like deteriorating. It was just, oh well, I'm never gonna do it. Oh well, I'm never gonna finish this. I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'm not gonna I got this to do. But when I gave it back to them, that
mm,
was the biggest blessing I could have ever done. Was God show me a way to give it back to them without offending. So
absolutely. Mm. Well, you said a mouthful there. I'm going to recap what I heard you say, ladies and gents, okay? Because that was powerful. Because come on, put a one in the comments for those of you that are going to be watching this. How many of you, especially women, I'm not leaving out the men, but most of us women, we take on all of the roles and the responsibility within that home. especially if you're a single parent, such as myself. So everything is delegated through you. And when you can give it back to them, she's talking about her adult children, giving it back to them, allowing them to be strategic and utilize their brain and work through it. It took the burden off of her. And I know that I can attest to that. Sometimes it's the hardest thing to do as a mother, to say, I'm going to step away and allow you to figure this out on your own, because I can't help you. I'm not helping you. I'm enabling you. That's what I heard you say. So I can attest to that. So put a 1 in the comment, ladies and gents, if you have been there and you can attest to that. That's a real thing, and it's not talked about enough. And so I will commend you for sharing that piece of your journey with us, because it is relatable, but it's not talked about enough. And that's what this show is all about, wanting to just shed light on the things that we don't give voice to, when I think it should be a voice there, because that's what allows us to come out and share more, instead of faking it till we make it. I hate that word, but I hate it. So you shared with us one of your biggest struggles, which was, you said, the balance, and you were able to conquer that by what we revealed, okay, was giving them back their burden, giving them back their problem, and allow them to work through it. And so the next question I want to ask you is, what changes have you noticed since you said yes to entrepreneurship within yourself? And this could be positive, negative. This is however you interpret this question to be.
Well, since I said yes, it's been a while since I said yes. So, but what I can say is, saying yes, people have to understand, when you say yes, you can't let your fire burn out. I've seen lots of businesses say yes, good ideas and all of that. Very, very good businesses, being entrepreneurs or whatever. And they go in fast and hard, and then they burn out quick. So, like with me.
And can you tell me why you think that is? Why do you think they burn out quick?
Because of their connections. For me, with some of the stuff that I've done, it's like everybody is like, oh my God, you got your hands in this pot. Oh my God, you got your hands in this pot. Oh my God, now you're doing this. Now you're doing that. You got to slow down. You got to stop. You got to focus on one thing right now. But what I can say is that God has given me a vision. And that vision includes all of this. And in going through different classes, it said, every single one of them said the same thing. Here's your priority right here. Here's the steps to getting to it.
Right.
So, but mine's is vision up here, and all the things that go inside of the vision. And then they break out to what I need to do to accomplish each thing, which organizes that for me. So for me, if I did not have, because that's been my lifestyle my entire life, being able to multitask and multi-manage things, because if not, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. I can get into some stuff,
Here we are.
that's not positive stuff. So I have to keep going. I have to keep pushing. But a lot of people, they go in and they're hot. They hot off the press. And then their circle, their surroundings. One of the biggest things that I have learned in this journey is walking in silence. Because nobody is going to get your vision. Nobody's going to get your vision. God gave it to you. Nobody is going to understand your process completely. God gave it to you. So going in this, and the hardest thing is to hear negativity from somebody that genuinely loves you, but they don't get it because it's not their path. They don't get it because it's not their road to walk. You understand? So That's probably why a lot of people go in hot and come out lukewarm, because they share too much. Don't, I would say, from all of these journeys, don't share. I mean, you can share with, I would say, 1 to 2 people at the most. Put in the work, do all your processes, and then you won't have to share because they'll see,
Right.
you
Huh?
know,
Come on.
because all that negativity now, you're already frustrated when you come to barriers and hurdles in different positions. You're already
Right.
frustrated within yourself. So you don't need the nagging behind you, even though they feel like they may be doing something to help you settle or whatever. If God has showed you something and He's given you a vision, then you have to work. You have to work and work it forward. You cannot look back. You cannot listen to, wisdom is key. And a lot of people, I'm gonna be cute with this. A lot of people who endeavor to have businesses but have none sometimes has the most advice.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So from me to you, I would say, like, you, for me, I would tag along, or I would hold on to somebody that has already accomplished the goal that I'm working towards. Because that type of knowledge or that type of wisdom will help you not endure certain burdens that they already had to go through to get that. But if you
Mm-hmm.
listen to somebody that has never been where you're at, period, they cannot appreciate where you're at. They can't appreciate where you're going. They can't appreciate what you done already overcome. They cannot appreciate your goals because they have not been there. They have not
Say it
been
again.
through it.
Amen.
They haven't been through it. So I would tag along or get a, a circle of more entrepreneurs that have done the same thing that you have done. They can give you pointers and keys, what not to do, what to do. But a lot of people think that they're giving you good feedback. But if you have a goal, you have a vision, sometimes their feedback, you know, might end up having a negative reaction with inside of you because you love them. You love them and you want to take that into consideration. But at the end of the day, I also had to stop considering. I consider
Mm-hmm.
God and what He has shown me to do, even in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Even in marriage, my husband used to tell me all the time, babe, you got to slow down. Babe, you got to slow down. Babe, you got to slow down. And and honoring, him asking me to slow down, I became manically depressed. I slowed down, but then I became manic with depression because now I feel like I'm not working towards anything. If I'm working towards one thing, that's not enough. For me, it's not enough. It's not enough because I'm legacy building. It's not
Mm-hmm.
enough. So I have different avenues of where I need to get to and doing one thing at a time. I took the class, but I was still a wife. I was still a mother. I was still a grandmother. I was still the bail bondsman. I was still the travel agent. I was still the transitional home owner. I was still selling Bye Bye Belly juice. And I managed to do it when I gave them their stuff back. So you have to be focused and you have to be rooted and you have to be grounded in what is going to make you and your life better. Not do it for, and don't do it to prove anything to anybody else, because that was another big thing for me. I always wanted approval from certain key people in my life. And I would go back to school, get this degree, go back to school, get this certificate, take this class, take that class, and they still looked at me like I was the scum of the earth.
Mm,
I still did not get the approval or the love or the affection. Like, look at me now. Look what I did. Look what I did. Do it for you. Because if a person has never walked in your shoes, they can't appreciate your journey.
right, right. So you said a lot. I
Huh?
was writing down some stuff. I wrote down some stuff because this is what I heard. Okay, this is what I did. So I'm gonna go off the dome too, but these is what I wrote down. So the changes that I heard that have happened throughout your years in entrepreneurship since you said yes is number one for me. I wrote down confidence. Okay, because it takes confidence to be able to endure the things that you've endured. And another thing I wrote down was validation. You no longer needed the validation. So you was able to make those changes and be secure. So, that's just off the dome. Security within yourself,
Absolutely.
those are changes. And perseverance is another change that I also heard, within yourself. So yeah, growth, like, yeah, and being able to put you first. I
Absolutely.
heard those changes, just off of that question. You said a lot, but those were the key changes that I heard. So I'm going to recap them for you listeners, okay? Confidence, no longer needing validation, perseverance, growth, and security within herself. Those are all the characteristics that will begin to manifest within yourself when you say yes. And that's the purpose of that question, because a lot of times we're stunning our own growth because we won't say yes because of whatever those barriers are for you. You'll overcome them once you say yes. I really do believe that, because entrepreneurship will grow you right handed. It does nothing but grow you, you know. So I have another question. This question is with a twist, of course. So there's going to be two categories that I'm going to read off to you. There are two categories of characteristics for entrepreneurs. Okay. The question is, which category do you believe as an entrepreneur needs to be successful? So I'm going to read you category A. Okay. Category A, category A reads courage, accept rejection, persistence, self criticism. That is category A. The characteristics again are courage, accept rejection, persistence, self criticism. Category B. The characteristics are determination, accept failure, self awareness, and selflessness. I'll repeat those. Category B is determination, accept failure, self awareness, and selflessness. And I'll repeat, I ask the question for you for one more time, just because I know I said a lot. Which category do you believe an entrepreneur needs to be successful?
I believe that is category B. I would say category B.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, category B. I'm going to read the characteristics again: determination, accept failure, self awareness, and selflessness. Can you give us an example when you accepted failure and what did it teach you?
Um, I know, like, let's see. So in failure, I know that we all fail at something at some point. So failure for me is not really a big thing because, well, I'm a Taurus, I'm a bull. So I don't take defeat easy. So I pick it up and I go on and I keep on pushing until I successfully complete whatever it is. I keep on going until those no's turn into yeses. Because you asked the question, go to them if you're expecting a no. You keep asking until you get your yes. So, you know, just fail forward.
Mm,
Don't stop. If you're
Yes,
gonna
I
fail,
like that.
just
Fail
fail and
forward.
keep. Yes, fail forward, fail and
That's
keep going
perspective. I
forward.
like it.
Absolutely, because it's gonna
Yeah.
happen to everybody. But just keep moving forward. Don't let failure stop you.
Listen, they hear me say it on this show a lot, but at the end of the day, how can you fail when you've learned from that? There is no failure when you've learned the lesson. So, as long as you've learned it, now that's the key. So, if you haven't learned it, then you have to repeat that cycle until you
Absolutely.
learn the lesson that needs to be for you to grow, because that's ultimately what it's about. Okay, well, thank you for contributing to our little game. So, what do you enjoy most about being, well, no, what do you enjoy most about starting your businesses?
Uh, my business is going to be a one-stop shop. I don't want to take care of just one need that you have. I've been taking care of everybody and everybody's needs all my life. So why not do it and get paid for it? You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So I want to take care of the whole person, the whole person. So, like, you know, you come in for an event, say it's a wedding. So you have one of your family members incarcerated. Let me bail them out for you so they can attend your event. You want to go on your honeymoon? Tell me the destination. You need to lose weight to get in your wedding gown. Oh, baby, I got you.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
you need to purchase a house after you get married. Oh, I got you. You need life insurance before you get on that plane. Oh, I got you. So I want
Right.
to take care of the whole person from start to finish because so many times we build many relationships with people, but we forget if you are in a person's life through different events that happen in their life, it's guaranteed that they'll remember you and remember your services and remember, the experience they had with you or your business if you don't just do a service and let them fall off. Oh, I need my plumbing fixed. The plumber comes. I don't even remember the plumber's name. I want my name remembered in the earth. So I don't want to just give them one thing. I want to cover the whole them.
Hmm.
Even if it's outsourcing. Like you want to bring in your party, my godson is a masseuse. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I want to deal with the whole being. And I want to be remembered for all the multi services that we provide. I want to be a one stop shop. For,
Absolutely. And ladies and gents, that is her name of her business. Hello. One stop shop. Okay. And you just heard all the things that she provides in her services. So you have her information. It is on the screen. But before we go today, I asked all of our guests this question. What advice would you provide to someone who wants to start their business? What would you say to that person?
I would say there's no better day than the present. The first thing I would do is like do your research. Get your get all of your stuff together. Write it all out, write the vision and make it plain, and then attach yourself to like-minded people. That is the
Mhm.
biggest thing because we want everybody to believe in us. We want everybody to love what we do. And it's sad to say, but people that smile in your face, they don't always want the best for you. People
Mm,
that say, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you." They're not always proud of you. Secret envy is
mm.
real. It's
It
real.
sure is.
And you have to be careful. You have to be careful. I would attach myself to like minded people.
Mhm.
Get your business plan together. Write the vision and make it plain. And then attach yourself to someone that would be able to coach you, would that will be able to help you, that will be able to give you some resources in to whatever area you want to serve in.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, y'all. All of that, especially connecting with like-minded people, like-minded individuals. That is the key because this journey, when you're starting the business, there will come a time where you feel alone. And like she was saying, we're expecting our loved ones, we're expecting the family to get it. And sometimes they are not going to get it because it's your vision. Like she said, this is your assignment. And not everyone is going to see the bigger picture. And we got to be okay with that. But that is definitely a challenge. I mean, it is. But when you can go through that and get through those emotions that are attached to that, like disappointment, being let down, right? So get through that. So I thank you for your advice because
You're
I know it's
welcome.
helpful to our listeners. But say yes anyway and get
Anyway,
connected with those like minded individuals because they will be your support. We look for support in our family, but that's not your support. That's not even your audience. Your audience is those individuals who you won't even allow yourself to connect with because of whatever. Most times it's fear. So choose to live today, influencers. Choose to be liberated, improve daily. All right, improve daily, be vivacious and enlightened. All right, until next time, influencers.